Yeah, funny, right? So we were not expecting this. No one was expecting this because every October and every single year until now they've been hosting an October event for say iPads, MacBooks, and this year they just didn't have one. And yes, I was a little bit disappointed, but that doesn't mean we don't get hardware. So yes, we did get the AirPods Pro that dropped in the first week of November, and the 2019 16-inch MacBook Pro that debuted 2 days ago. Now, at first, I didn't care about the AirPods Pro, so I didn't make a video on it. But then now that Apple has released the brand new 16-inch MacBook Pro, I feel like we need to make a video on this and talk about what's new with all of these new products. So without further ado, let's begin. I think we can start off with the AirPods Pro. Now, these have been rumored for a long time. Apple making Pro headphones for people who are looking for better sound quality or better fit in their ears, or say noise cancelling, which is something they added. And they brought a few interesting changes on this new generation of AirPods. So first off, biggest change is that the design is completely new. Now it's no longer the old one size fits you all type of headphones. It now has the rubber tips. Now me personally, I don't like this kind of a move. I just feel like the plastic one size earphones just fit me better. I feel like the rubber tips really get uncomfortable after a long period of time. But they do mention on their website that you can change things out, and they include 3 buds with the purchase, so you can swap that out if it doesn't fit you well. So yeah, if the original AirPods did not fit you at all, then here's your best bet at AirPods. You got AirPods Pro, you can go ahead and switch out the rubber tips that are installed. And there's even a thing within iOS that helps you mind which size you need to wear on. So that is comfortable. It uses some sort of radiation. I'm not sure if it's exactly great and it's accurate, but yeah, you do have that option. Now the biggest feature that Apple added to this generation of AirPods is of course the active noise cancelling. Now, this is not passive noise cancelling. Now, passive as a definition is, let me just look this up here. So, passive is basically cancelling out the background audio by the ear cups, or with overhead headphones, you have ear cups that cancel out the sound. But with this, you have rubber tips. Now, active noise cancelling is using the opposite sound waves to cancel out the other audio that is not required. So, trains going by or vehicles honking, all that stuff will be filtered out by active noise cancelling. It'll just send out the opposite sound wave to the other sound wave which is not supposed to be there and cancel it out. That's how active noise cancelling works. Now these new AirPods have 3 new modes. So there's transparency mode, there's active noise cancelling mode, and there's just off. So basically what this transparency mode does is it uses the microphones built into the AirPods Pro and goes ahead and helps you hear what's happening outside better without having to take your headphones out of your ear, which is nice to have. Now, the active noise cancelling mode, of course, cancel out the noise. So if you're on a plane, you don't hear the engine noises, someone else talking, and it still has a feature where you take off from your ear, it just stops music. So yeah, that's still there. Now battery life is still great. If you're using the active noise cancellation and a transparency mode, you'll get around 4.5 hours of battery life. However, if you're not using those modes without the noise cancelling and stuff like that, you'd get a solid 5 hours. And of course, you can charge it up with the case. It's a little bit bigger than the previous case, so yeah, something to keep in mind. But it's still very pocketable. You can still put it in your pocket without having to carry an extra bag or something. So it's still pocketable, but it is bigger, something to note here. And yeah, overall, it's a good upgrade, but I don't know, like $250 is a little bit more than asking price for these things, but the original AirPods sold well, so I'm guessing this also should be selling pretty well. Okay, so junk aside, let's talk about the actual MacBook Pro 2019 16-inch variant. No, this is not it. This is MacBook. This is not the MacBook Pro. But yeah, let me review a few of the tech specs here. So it still ships with the 9th gen processors, the Intel Core i9, the i7, I'm guessing the i5, I'm not exactly sure, I need to look through his webpage. I just literally woke up and saw this and I'm like, okay, I gotta make a video on this right now. So yeah, they did improve the performance, and a lot of cool changes we saw this year is that they moved back to the older scissor type mechanism. Now, The scissor type has been around with like older MacBooks like this one. So this is a 2010 MacBook Air. As you can see, this is the scissor type mechanism. Unlike the newer MacBooks or the 13-inch MacBook Pro or the newer MacBook Airs, those had the butterfly keyboard, and yes, that had a lot of issues with reliability. And even though this MacBook is like 8 years old, it still holds up just fine. I mean, there are a few missing keys, but other than that, it just works completely fine. And overall, the butterfly keyboards were not reliable, and I would see why Apple moved back to the older scissor type mechanism. Now, it's not the same as the older type, it's a little bit less travel than the older scissor mechanisms that they used on the older MacBooks, but yes, it is something to note. They have improved it overall. And yeah, I'm pretty happy that they moved back to the scissor type, no more issues with the keyboards. And yeah, that is something I'm a huge fan of. Now, another thing they pushed to the limits is the batteries on the MacBook Pros. Now, they moved from an 80 watt hour battery to a 100 watt hour battery. Now, if you haven't read of this already, the limit for the batteries on flight in the US and some places in India and stuff is 100 watt hours, and they just kept it right under that limit, which is good. You can still take the MacBook on a flight or something like that. It's still flight friendly. So yeah, that is nice to have. It has the brand new improved battery. You can get up to 11 hours of usage with the MacBook's battery. An overall very good upgrade. I like that they moved back the old scissor type mechanism, and they also brought back the physical escape key. In the previous versions of the touch bar, they did not have that physical. It was a part of the touch bar, but often it was not great, and I think it's a good decision they went back to the older mechanical escape key, which is very nice to have. So yeah, that is all that happened with the two major new product releases. I'm not sure if we're gonna see more. If there are more, I'm really pissed because I just made this video and it'll be a complete redundant waste. So yeah, I hope nothing else comes after this. Tim, gotta get it together, alright? And if you're wondering why I'm holding this laptop, I'll see you on the next one. Bye. It's gonna work out now. Hit that subscribe button and subscribe to my channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on the next episode.